Good afternoon, everyone. I'm GoLocal Live contributor Chelsea Gay here in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. We're here to talk about our weekly segment of what is happening in Rhode Island. We've got an exciting lineup of 4 guests for you today. Our first being Dan Copen from Linesider Brewing Company. Thank you so much, Dan, for joining us.
Having me.
And for those who may recognize the face, yes, he did play for the Patriots.
For a number of years,
Thank you. Yes, as a center
once upon a time ago.
protecting Tom Brady. So we have him to thank for Tom Brady still being adorable.
Thank you.
Right, yeah.
I'll take a little bit of that
with them for 2 Super Bowls, correct?
Yep.
2 Super Bowl wins, awesome, and now has settled down right in East Greenwich.
Yep.
So if you want to go stalk him, he lives in East Greenwich, Rhode Island now. So
it's probably not that hard to find.
No, yeah, we'll just we'll look. I don't know how we would find you. Go to Linesider. That's where you can find
it. Yeah, you can find me there, and I'm there quite often now. So
yeah. So you retired from the NFL in 2010, correct?
I was done with the Patriots. My last year with them was 2011, and I spent
then you went
2 years in Denver.
Yep.
And so my last full year was 2013.
Okay, and just sort of like the New England area, came back, settled down here, or was it sort of like
I love the New England area.
Right.
I love Rhode Island. I love Massachusetts. I originally grew up in Pennsylvania. However, my wife is from Cranston. So
everybody's from Cranston.
It's the epicenter of the
universe.
My
husband's
really
from Cranston.
Is.
He says everything they could ever want is in Cranston. I was like, good. Let's not have bigger dreams than Cranston.
Garden City might as well be the capital of
It is. Garden
US,
City is the capital of the United States. Yeah, don't say that, though, because you opened a brewery in East Greenwich.
Well, it was close. It's about
commute.
Rhode Islanders also don't like to drive, so
your commute is a good, 5 seconds now.
7 minutes.
Oh, that's far.
Yeah. No highways. I don't have to worry about traffic. It's perfect.
Awesome. And so you, 4 years ago, settled down in East Greenwich. Kind of, where did the interest in brewing beer come from?
After I retired from playing football, it was sort of something. My brother-in-law came home. His wife, my sister-in-law, is in the Air Force. They were stationed in Japan for a amount of years. He learned how to brew. He came home and just heard about him talking about how he was brewing over in Japan. Mm-hmm. He came home and helped me brew one time, and that's sort of where it started, and that's where I got hooked. And it really was just a hobby at first, and just brewed different beers at home, different batches, enjoyed doing it, and didn't even really think about the brewing company part of it at that point.
Just like to brew your own beer.
Yeah, it was something to do with my time and that I enjoyed. So after that, also I tried a number of other things, and I just didn't find that thing that you wake up every day and you want to do. So I met my partner. Our kids go to school together, and he was looking for a career change. Also, he was a home brewer, and it's sort of one of those things like, hey, why don't we give this a shot? So, we've been working on it for about a year and a half, about a year and 3/4 now. And Black Friday, we opened to the public for the first time. So
very stressful day, so you assume people want to come in and drink.
Yeah, it was a stressful week, and it's I compare it kind of like the first game of the regular season.
Yeah.
In the NFL, you really don't know what you're going to expect. You got no film on the teams. You really don't know the players yet, what plays they're going to run, what defenses they're going to run, any special plays. So there was a lot of surprises or a lot of unexpectedness that day.
Kind of going in blind a little bit.
We went in blind.
Yeah.
But the first weekend was really, really well. Went really well, and went so well we sort of had to back off a little bit.
You're going to run out of beer. That'd be the worst thing.
You just open to the public. You just open to the public, and you don't want to run out of beer. So we're still young. We're 6 weeks into it this week. Well, I think will be our 7th weekend open, and we're still trying to find that balance on what we need.
And so I want to go back to, you said your brother-in-law learned how to brew in Japan. Is that, they're known to be very disciplined and organized. Do they have a different method, or is it sort of similar than kind of what you've seen?
No, I think he learned from an uncle.
Oh, okay.
And it was just sort of, he took it over there. He got the equipment that he needed, and I think the shipments of grain or whatever probably took a little bit longer to get to him over there.
Probably.
Just a little bit. So it's the same method, same process. And he just, Like I said, my sister-in-law was in the Air Force, so he had a lot of time on his hands too.
Yep. So talk to me about scaling up. I mean, you were doing small batches at home. You were really enjoying this. How did you take it kind of large scale? Now you're brewing, you know, gallons and gallons
I mean, it's different equipment. So the process is pretty much the same. And, you know, I know the process. I'm not a chemist or anything by any stretch of the means. I'm not a brewmaster. You know, we're just a couple of home brewers that really just took it on a larger scale. So really our recipes that we developed at home, we took it up to a 1:1 ratio and just really, all right, so we're brewing 5-gallon batches, let's multiply it out to a 300-gallon batch or whatever size we were brewing at that time. And, you know, it's not necessarily the process or the recipe. It's more of, you know, this new equipment. Okay. You know, we're on my back patio with a 15-gallon kettle or in his kitchen, you know, brewing on a stovetop. Now we're with this huge pieces of equipment and tanks and you know, chillers and you know, piping everywhere.
It's a big deal. Yeah,
it's kind of different. So I was I was nervous about it. My partner was he was an engineer, and you know, he was sort of
made it work.
He was more easy about it, but
you need one that's calm, and so
you don't want to mess up your first one, right? You don't want to mess it up. So we've learned a lot since the first one, and we're going to continue to learn with each batch that we do.
Okay. And talk to me a little bit about the actual location. You're on Post Road, correct? Is it Post Road? South County Trail. Sorry, So you're on South County Trail. You've got a tasting room.
Yep.
And is that open right now for?
It's open Fridays 2 to 8, Saturdays 12 to 5, and we'll be open on Sundays. We were open last Sunday. We'll be open on Sundays for sure throughout Super Bowl Sunday, 12 to 4, or when that first game's over.
And you guys have been doing events pretty much since the moment you've opened, and lots of different partnerships. You know, talk to me about sort of the reception in East Greenwich. Has it been good for you? How have you? I saw you had a couple different food trucks in, barbecue, all different things.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I think we're going to branch out into different events as we go. Like I said, we're still trying to get our feet underneath us. But you know, really, the food trucks that we have brought in have been huge for us.
Okay.
Not only is their food amazing, but you know, when people come to a brewery or a bar, you know, they want some food. So you know, we're not a brew pub, we're not a restaurant, so you know, we can offer snacks or something like that. But really having that food there where they can get some food and have a good beer.
That way they'll drink longer too.
Well, hey, you know, there's state limits and state laws on how much we can serve, so you know, we abide by those. But you know, it does. You know, some of those guys have their own following, so they're going to bring people in.
Yeah, of course.
And their food really is outstanding.
It's amazing, yeah.
Me being an offensive lineman, I have no problem, you know, partaking and bringing those guys in and you know, having a cheeseburger or you know, a waffle or chicken and waffles and cheesesteak. So I mean, the food's been really.
What's been your
good.
favorite food so far that's been in?
They really. I mean, they all. It depends what you're in the mood for, but the Burgundians.
Oh yeah, we've had them on the show a few times. You know, they're making a double-decker waffle bus. They're in the works of doing that.
That's coming.
Yeah.
You know, Shane's.
You'll have that out there probably.
Shane's going big with it, and what he does with those waffles and the fried chicken is just amazing.
So now, were these people you've known before you started doing this, or are you finding that you're making a lot of new connections as you open the brewery and kind of reach out? You're doing all this on your own. You don't have like a marketing person. You're kind of making these yourself.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have my neighbor's a marketing person, so luckily she's
keeping it local.
She's helped us out with the website and some of our posts and social media and that aspect. We had a friend come in and help us from the beginning who was in the beer industry and had some relationships with some food vendors that sort of pointed us in the right direction. But you know, other than that, it's been me and my partner really taking it and scheduling it, and it's been a learning process, but it's been fun.
Awesome. And then what do you have coming up this weekend for events? Got anything memorable?
This weekend, actually, we have the Burgundians on Friday.
Okay.
So the waffles will be on there on Friday. I'm trying to think who's in there on Saturday. I'm not sure. And then
we'll
we
put
have
it on the
Diego's from
nice.
Middletown or Newport. Some Mexican food for the game. Pat's game Sunday at 1. You know, we're open, and it'd be a great place to watch a game and get some beer.
He is a Pats fan, so you can go.
I am. You know,
don't be afraid.
Yeah, I am. I'm officially a Pats fan.
He's
now.
announcing it here. Yeah.
Officially. No, I mean, it takes some time. After you're that involved with that sport, you look at it a different way or have a different perspective. You know, it took me a few years to get there, but you know, and then I was on the TV with NBC Boston, Sports Boston for a number of years, and now it's just let's just do the beer thing and let's just sit back and watch some football.
Beer. Now you guys have 10 beers on tap right now, correct?
We had 10 beers at the start of the weekend.
Okay.
We kicked
2
beers over the weekend, which was good. We replenished one, so we'll have 9 on tap this week.
Okay, now to walk me through, you don't have to go through every single one, but kind of walk me through what your niche is for beers. I mean, is it you have a wide range, or you kind of focus?
I think that's what we want to do. You know, I mean, the beer in the state and the other breweries in the state are just outstanding, out of this world, and I've had a bunch of them, and I enjoy their beer as much as my beer.
Research?
Hey, someone's got to do it, and when you go into a business, you might as well learn all about
Sounds like fun research, yeah.
That's what my wife probably says. Just, hey, you got to go out there and you got to learn and how to do this stuff. So I mean, I think we want a tap room that's really open to everybody. We want families to come in. We want them to bring their kids. We have a nice big open space, which a lot of breweries don't really have. We open the tap room right into the brewery, so they're in the middle of the whole thing, which is kind of cool. And I think what we do with our beers is we want a wide range, so where, you know, if you're not a really big beer drinker, and my wife really isn't a big beer drinker, some of her friends aren't really beer drinkers, but I guarantee you on our menu you can probably find a beer that you're going to enjoy. So we're going to have a wide range and something for everybody.
Okay, tough question. So the market of breweries, local breweries, is getting sort of full in Rhode Island, I would say. You know, there's some consolidation happening, some different takeovers. You guys just opened up 6 weeks ago. What's your differentiation point? I mean, where do you see you fitting into all the other awesome breweries in Rhode Island, and kind of what makes you different from?
Well, I think our location one is really good. You know, we're right off of 95 and Route 4. It's easy access for people. We're the first ones in East Greenwich. We have a really good following and hometown crowd there that we see often and repeat customers. But you know, as far as I think we're the 24th brewery that has gone on that is in Rhode Island right now. And I don't think we've reached that saturation point. You know, I think right now people love to go to breweries. They like to get it right from the tanks. You know, it's fresh, it's good, and you know, as long as you know this phase and you know being new and you know me playing on the Patriots will wear off at some point. And in the end, it's going to come down: do we have good beer or not? And you know, that's what we're working on right now. We have good beer, and we're just going to make it better. And if we have good beer, you know, we're going to be okay.
Awesome. And now, Line Cider, the name, what does that mean?
Line cider, line cider. I mean, the hardest part of the whole thing was picking a name for the brewery. And you go through a million, and there's 7,000 breweries across America, and they're always taken. So we think we'd have something one week, and then no, that's not it. So Rhode Island is a very proud, rightfully so. It's a great state, and you know we have the ocean, we have the fishing community. Line cider is just another name for a striped bass.
Oh, okay.
So,
delicious.
Yeah, hey, it's good eating
just
too.
The beer's not fishy though. The beer.
No.
There's no bass in the beer.
No. Just
and so, any ability to take home beer coming in the future, or
yeah, we have. I mean, you can take out a case of beer.
Oh, okay. You can
with
purchase
you right
it
now. So we have glass howlers at the moment,
Okay.
which are 32 ounces. If someone brings in their growler or their howler, we'll fill them for them, and cans will be coming out very, 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 very soon.
Very soon.
Very soon.
Very
soon.
Like,
we're just waiting on one thing.
Okay.
Need some labels.
Labels. Yeah, that's tough. A lot of them have very intricate designs. I mean, we've had some breweries in here that have some crazy.
And
awesome
I mean, yeah.
labels.
I tell you what. I mean,
you should just put it on in Times New Roman font. Like, here's your beer. Like, whatever it is.
Whatever works.
I know. Everybody goes crazy
people,
with them.
The labels and the artists and the graphic designers that do it are really
crazy,
cool.
Yeah.
And we're not there yet. I mean, we'll get there at some point.
Okay.
But you know, we're just baby steps right now. Let's just put a label on it and get the beer out there.
What's your favorite beer that's at the brewery right now? We had to try one.
It changes.
Okay.
It really does.
You're evading the question?
No, it does. It changes.
I know,
it does. You know, I think we had a beer that actually kicked last weekend, a Seven Stripes.
Okay.
It's a New England double IPA, about 8%.
Everybody was into IPAs, so it's a big.
They are,
yeah.
And for good reason. It's really. I mean, it's a really good. It's not. It's a hoppy beer, but it's not overly bitter. Just juicy, full of those fruit flavors and a great aroma.
Okay. And now, where are you getting the ingredients for these beers? Are you sourcing them from around here? I mean, how does that process work for you?
Well, on my way to work, we passed by the distributor for the Northeast. BSG is right there, so a lot
Great.
of our grain and our hops come from them. And
Okay.
it's pretty convenient for us.
Awesome. And then last question, what is your favorite beer outside of your own brewery? Do you have a favorite?
The derivative series from Proclamation.
Oh, okay.
You could throw the Mosaic, the Galaxy in there, the Citra, the Vic Secret. I think that series that they got is
they have well-named
really good.
beers too.
Yeah,
right?
they do. They do a great job. Dave and Josh, they do a great job.
They're good. Well, Dan, thank you so much for joining us.
Chelsea,
it seems like this is
Thank
going
you for
to
having
be
me.
a great success, and you're a great community man. So we thank you for coming in and spending time with us. We know you're probably really busy. Got to get back to brewing some beer so it doesn't kick this weekend. You know, you've got a big weekend ahead.
We'll make more.
Yeah, so go Pats this weekend.
Absolutely.
Check out the game at Lion Cider Brewing, South County Trail. When do you guys open on Sunday?
12 to 4.
12 to 4. Or whenever the game ends.
When the Pats game.
Don't get kicked out if it goes into overtime.
When the first game ends.
All right, perfect. Dan, thanks so much for joining us. Guys, we'll be right back with another segment in just a couple minutes. Welcome back, everyone. I'm here in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center with our second guest, Kimberly Cornwell from Celadon Road Organic Cosmetics. Is that like the correct name? Not all of them are certified organic, but we're...
Right. So we have a full line of organic products for home and family, including skincare and cleaning products, everything from our laundry detergent on through to baby products.
Great. So, you know, there's been a lot of news out there lately about products that we think are fine for us, that we're using in our everyday life, that turn out to be recalled for lots of various reasons. Medicines, even baby powder. You know, there's so many things that we think are just day-to-day normal things that end up being pretty bad for you. So read about this company online, thought it was really great. It's local, so always love to have that on the show. So wanted to bring you on, Kimberly, to kind of talk about your product line. You guys have a big Facebook following. You have a lot of people that love your products. So let's talk about your background, because it's kind of interesting. I'd like everybody to hear about how this got started.
Sure. Well, so my background is that I've been a corporate and biotech attorney for over 20 years. And about a little over 10 years ago, when I was pregnant with my first child, I started really paying attention to what I was eating, what I was putting in my body. And 10 or 12 years ago, there really weren't really good organic products out there. And I started reading labels a lot and doing research on what was in them. And I started thinking, wow, I really want to create a product line that would be safe, that I would want to use on my entire family. And that's one of the things with my products is, if I haven't used it on my family or with my family, we won't sell it. And so it I was on my way to work one day and I said, you know what, I'm going to do it. And it turned out, I pulled up to a Starbucks and it was Earth Day that day. And I said, well, if I'm going to start a green company, today's got to be the day. And as an attorney, it was really easy to kind of create the company and get the paperwork filed that day.
You're well versed.
So Earth Day 2008, we were founded.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, and you're based out of Cumberland,
right?
Correct? Mm-hmm. And you started out with detergents.
Right.
Which whenever a lot of people think of detergents, they think of liquid form, kind of the bright blue detergent that you're putting in your washer. So this product was the first one to come out, and how did you create this formula, and how is it different than, say, something like a Tide product that's out there? Sure.
So you can think of our laundry detergent more of like how back when your grandmother or great-grandmother used to make her own detergent. That's similar to what we've got in our product. And what I did was I worked with a woman formulator who actually had started creating detergents based on the fact that her child had severe eczema, and commercial laundry detergents were aggravated by that. A lot of people don't realize that when you have skin conditions, things like what you're using to wash your hands or what you use to wash your clothes are an issue. And so I worked with her to create a really gentle line that's low sudsing, so it's safe for septic. It's safe for high efficiency washers, and it's scented only with essential oils. So
lavender, it smells nice. I can smell it.
Yeah, that's lavender. We actually have 8 scents.
Oh, yeah, I like the lavender. It's very classic. So started in detergents, and then where did you move from there? So we started growing to a full line of cleaning products, everything from odor eliminator, which you can use in your laundry or Anywhere everywhere.
In essence,
just spray your kids with it.
You can, and you feel much better about using this than more of a commercial. And we branched into, in 2012, we launched a full line of skincare products. So 3 lines, including age-defying. And as we grew, we also started to create certified organic products. I see you touching some of our more recent ones. No, I wanted to point them out. So we have everything from certified organic lip scrubs to certified organic hair oils and argan oil for your face, and even certified organic insect repellent. So we've got a full line of those. And then we branched into things like we have sunscreens that are safe for the water, and they're made with non-nano zinc, which is the safest and only approved sunscreen for babies under 6 months of age.
Okay.
And then we've been just adding our most recent add to the line are our dish soap and our dishwashing detergent, which we've got a huge following for these products as well, because
are these unscented?
Those that has a slight citrus scent. This is unscented. It's powder.
And so certified organic is no small feat. I mean, we've actually had other companies on that do provide awesome natural products, but to be certified organic is sort of another level of certification. So talk to me about that.
Sure. So what we've done is there were certain products that I felt that were that we use every day, that I think that really need to be certified organic, where you can kind of control that every piece and every step in the process follows USDA certified organic regimen. And so while my warehouse in Cumberland is not certified organic, we use certified organic manufacturers from New England.
Got it. And so certified organic, in a lot of cases, you can also eat, like you would be able to ingest this.
Actually, I've been written up in the New York Times. I've been written up in the New York Times for having edible skincare. I never recommend.
Just don't eat it.
I don't recommend you eat our skincare, but there are a lot of
if you wanted to, you wouldn't die.
The lip scrub you most certainly can, because it's made with, sugar and certified organic flavorings. So you could definitely use that.
So based out of Cumberland, talk to me about sort of, the movement towards natural here locally and in New England. Do you think this is a great place to have a business and why?
Sure. I think green is definitely a progression. I think some people start to choose organic products when either there's an illness or, like in my case, when I became pregnant, was going to start a family, or if something sort of happens in your life that you start to really think about, you know, what you're eating or what you're putting, just getting healthy, New Year's resolutions, etc. And so since we've been in business for 10 years, and I can sort of draw out that the majority of consumers that are organic tend to be kind of do the periphery of the U.S. And so my dream has always been to kind of bring green mainstream and really get to middle America.
Yeah.
So
because it gets a little bit left out of there.
That's right. And in Rhode Island, there's definitely a push for more organic. And I grew up in Rhode Island, love Rhode Island, and you know, there's lots of great incentives to be a Rhode Island business owner.
Yeah.
You know, I was part of the Rhode Island Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business class just a couple of years ago. And
Great. And so you have a pretty robust blog, and you're actually, you know, well equipped to write about these things as a former attorney. And so
current
current
okay.
former in business, current in license.
Yeah, that's right.
right. Now this is the full-time job now,
Yeah.
but so you know, with a lot of people will push over to organic after things happen like large recalls, such as Johnson & Johnson just had that huge baby powder recall with asbestos in the baby powder, which is like so scary. So talk to me about kind of what you've done to create products that alleviate this sort of fear for things that of the unknown. I mean.
Well, it's funny you mentioned baby powder, because we do have a baby powder that's safe for children, and I actually formulated that myself by doing lots of research and sort of working with different you know, ours has ground flower, like lavender flowers and things like that, so it's a really beautifully scented and wonderful baby powder that works. So I am kind of a product snob, so I always try a product and work on the formulation again and again till it's something that I think is better than conventional products that are on the market, so that when you make a switch to our products, it's an easy switch because you realize they work just as good, if not better, than products.
And speaking of the baby powder, you do have the baby alligator line, green alligator line. Sorry, I just want to call it a baby alligator because it's so cute. Now this is the children's line.
That's
so
our
this
children's
has
line.
all different products, including bubble baths and pretty much anything you'd need.
Right. We have certified organic lip balm, because anybody who has kids knows your kids
just constantly.
As soon as you put it on, they lick it off. And so yeah, we have lip balms, we have baby wash, we have baby powder, we have baby lotion. So yeah, green alligators are, and that was a song my son used to sing when I created the line, and so
it's probably just stuck in your head.
Yeah, I just thought it was cute. So that's our baby line.
And so you can buy the full line of over 100 products on your website, 26 of which are certified organic.
That's correct.
Where else can we find Celadon Road?
You can find our products on Amazon as well. About 100 of our products or so on Amazon. We probably will be bringing more to Amazon as well. And then we're just starting to bring it to a few boutiques or sort of apothecaries and things like that. So you might start to see us in some shops. And if anybody has a shop and interested, you know, feel free to drop us a line.
Great. And so we're right in January. It's a good time to talk about this next year. Where do you see this going over the next year? I mean, it seems like you've got a robust line of products. You've developed pretty much everything that anybody would really need in their household. So where is this going to go?
Well, that's my hope, is that we become a household name, right? That when you think of, you know, hey, I need a laundry detergent, that you think of Celadon Road, rather than maybe running and getting a more conventional product that is not so good for the environment and not so good for a family's health. So that's my ultimate goal when I created the company, was to have Celadon Road be a household name.
Yeah, and it's actually a good the site is even a good resource. I like the blog just to read about kind of why these things are important, and you know, there's real references in there. And so I have to ask as well, because I always ask that when I have people that come on to talk about skincare and the natural side, about makeup, because I know you guys don't have makeup, but still, if you're looking to kind of have a well-rounded routine in the morning, what are some brands that people can turn to you know, after their skincare regimen to kind of get their face pretty?
Right. And one of the reasons why we don't have an organic makeup line is that there actually is no organic makeup at this point. There's really not the ingredients that you can kind of pull from nature that can give you the color and the look that you're looking for. Most makeup products that are more natural are pigmented with pigments from the earth, things like iron ore, etc. And so things like that actually cannot be certified organic. So because it's not something that's kind of grown and that you can certify it. So it's difficult to find something. And I've been working. I've actually done some research and done some formulations with some products. And it's not something I'm ruling out, but as especially now that more and more people are considering organic, that there are better ingredients coming out there that we can utilize in the organic space. So hoping that we can do something soon in the makeup line as well, because I've been asked a lot. I do also have organic lip tints.
Oh, okay.
Which are lipsticks.
Give you a little color.
Yes, they give you some color, and they're great. They're sort of like a chapstick with some peppermint in them, and those are great. So one of the lines I like, funny enough, being a lawyer, is called Lawless, and they have some great organic lip gloss and things like that. So that might be one that you can turn to for some more natural. Like I said, you won't find a certified organic makeup, but you can find some that are more natural. Always look for non-nano. You don't want nano particles are really, really tiny, which means they can be absorbed into your skin. So especially if the makeup has chemicals in it, and then you've got the non-nano size particles, it can really get absorbed.
Okay. Now, lastly, before we wrap up, the biggest kind of holdback, I think, for people going organic is the price point. It tends to be more expensive. So talk to me a little bit about the price point of some of these products as, comparison.
Definitely. I'll start with our laundry detergent because it's our #1 product. And it is actually cheaper than most conventional products. This right here is $12, but it does 64 loads of laundry. Okay. So you only need 1 tablespoon. Again, it's high efficiency and low sudsing. So out of this, you get actually like 196 loads. And this is
you do laundry forever. Well, yes, not if you have as many kids.
Right.
We can do like 6, but.
So a lot of our products are, the price point is at or below. There are certain things, like some of the certified organics might be, more expensive than, say, a conventional product, but they're definitely worth it.
Okay, awesome. And so you can shop online at celadonroad.com
for sure,
and check out the blog. It's just an interesting read if you're looking to kind of get up with all the organic products and why they're important. I think it's cool to check out the blog as well. So Kimberly, thank you so much for stopping in with us.
I would love to offer the GoLocal Prov listeners, if anybody would we'll offer a discount. GoLocalProv.com is a discount. GoLocalProv as the discount code on our website.
All one word, GoLocalProv.
GoLocalProv.
Awesome.
And you get a 15% discount on any products.
Wow, 15%. So anyway, get some lavender laundry detergent. It smells amazing. It's like smelling up the whole place with lavender, if anything. So thank you, Kimberly. We appreciate the discount for the viewers. I know they'll appreciate it as well. Sure. So if you want to check out, like we said, check out the products on celadonroad.com and keep supporting local business, local women-owned business, which is great. So thank you so much for stopping in and bringing us your awesome product line.
Thank you for having me.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with another awesome guest in just a couple minutes.
Thanks so much.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm here with my third guest, Chandler Hearn from Basement Brew House. Chandler, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I was just telling Chandler I have no idea how I stumbled across you in some sort of black hole of like finding out what's going on locally. But, you know, with all the trends in beer and kombucha and, you know, everything on tap now, some of the stuff you're doing is really awesome. All the stuff you're doing is awesome. So you are designing and creating the actual tap systems.
The custom draft tower, the custom draft system, correct.
Yeah, so that are in some bars that I think a lot of people have been to. So can you tell us about, first of all, let's go back to how you got started and sort of where you are now. Give us a little bit of a background.
Yeah, the background is, started out with the homebrew shop in Providence on Smith Hill and selling all the homebrew supplies. That was great. Building people out kegging systems, building out people kegerators. So really learning about the pressure behind kegs and how the whole system works. And a great designer, a friend of mine, Kyla Coburn, was designing the local restaurant, The Grange, and she said, "Do you think you could do the draft system for us?" I said, "Absolutely, I can."
Don't say no. You won't say no to that.
And it was a lot of fun. It was the first big system I did. It's an air-cooled system, so the air runs through, keeps all the lines cold. That's one of the ways that commercial systems work. I thought it was kind of a one-off. And I got a couple other calls. Figdini's downtown did theirs, doing more research, and there's a much more complicated system. So I was like, I should really bone up on this. I went down to Pennsylvania to the Micromatic Draft Technician Academy, got certified through them, got my AWS welding certificate for TIG welding, for building, you know, sculptures. There's a lot of creativity that's involved in it, which is a lot of fun. That's what kind of customizes.
So you can make a sculptures
now. Yeah, absolutely. The sky.
Sculpture system.
Yeah, it's really opened up a lot of areas for creativity to evolve.
And you've done the Nitro Bar too. What are some others that locally that people would know that you've kind of set up those systems? You always wonder, like, who did this?
I did Nitro Bar. Like I said, Grange, Figdini's. I put in draft cocktails are coming really into fashion now, and I did that at Viking Hotel, on the rooftop bar of Viking Hotel in Newport, River Falls in Woonsocket.
Oh, I like River Falls.
It's great.
Nobody
I was
knows
like,
River Falls.
I didn't, and I'm like, this place is fantastic.
It's very cute.
Anytime I'm up north, I want to stop in.
Yeah, and you're actually, so you're not consolidated locally, which is great for you. You've actually been sending systems all over. I mean, I saw Oregon, you had one. So tell me about some of your more interesting projects across the U.S. that you've been able to do. Yeah,
they do. A lot of them go to the West Coast, Oregon, San Diego. I mean, I just put one out, 2 days ago, going out to Leaf and Comb in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
And they're doing a thing called TEF, which is Ethiopian honey wine, and it's a probiotic, low alcohol Ethiopian honey wine. So it's healthy, and it's
healthy, right?
It's healthy. It's only like 2 to 3% alcohol, almost like a kombucha, but it's brewed with honey. It's amazing how people are digging through the annals of history and finding the different traditional ferments and how it, you know, it's one of the oldest methods. So yeah, it's really cool. That was really cool. New York Beer Project just opened a new establishment in Victor outside of New Rochelle, and they also have one in Lockport, New York. They're fantastic. So they go all over the country.
I saw some cool ones that looked like they had like a deer antler kind of.
Yep, that was down. That
handle.
was in
really
Brooklyn.
Neat.
That was I do. Yeah, actually, the owner made those.
Okay.
But I do also tap handles for people.
Okay.
And one of the things I think is really cool, a lot of these new bars are opening up in refurbished mills and such. So they want to keep the feel and history of that old mill. So they'll find different spindles or maybe shafts or even old planks of the floor and say, I can make tap handles out of them. So it kind of keeps the spirit of the building, like repurposing the history. It's really great.
So how has this sort of movement of putting everything on tap impacted your business? I mean, are you seeing like you do a majority is beer, but you're also seeing coffee, kombucha, cocktails.
Absolutely.
I mean, what percentage of your business is now moving into these other mediums, and what are the other mediums? Are there any like trends? Like the Ethiopian wine was awesome. Anything else that's sort of happening that you're noticing? Yeah,
I mean, going back, wine started to be on trend. And, you know, there's different lines that you need to use different hardware if you're doing wine. That became on trend. And now cocktails are on trend. Draft cocktails are great. Nitro coffee, of course. That's great. And a lot of times when people want, let's say they want a 10, 15, 20 product system, they'll say, can you dedicate 4 lines to wine and 2 lines to cocktails? So they'll know they can mix it up as they want to.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool. And kind of how you're saying it's a new trend. It's also more environmentally sound. You don't have your container. You can reuse the container. You're not taking up shelf space. It's all down below. So
Okay.
it's definitely coming into fashion.
So
I
it
think.
seems like your business is kind of taking off because of this whole everybody wants to drink beer now. We just had a brewery on, and everybody's beer
It's
is
awesome.
huge. Home brewing is still huge. You can actually install these residentially. Have you had anybody that's done this sort of?
I've done a few.
In a basement bar.
Yeah, I've done a few for friends and stuff, just like a few taps here and there, in their kegerator, and that's no problem. It's great to have. I mean, you have your friends over watching the game. You can just kind of get either your own home brewer, you can get a little mini keg from the store and just have it right there for you, and you don't have a pile of empties at the end of the week to bring to the recycle center.
So what's your big project that you're working on now?
Well, right now, I have another job that I work at Brassworks in Providence. So Brassworks Fine Home Details in Charleston. They're fantastic.
You do
And
a lot of
I
different
work with
welding
them,
stuff,
and they work with me. Yeah, I do welding, fabrication, a lot of refinishing of antiques and such. But he's kind of given me the go to use the shop, and they have a awesome refinishing shop. So it kind of opened up all these different finishes on the metal, copper plating, nickel plating, powder coating. So it's kind of what I want to do is customize to the total degree. So I guess my next step that's on the bucket list for 2019 is going to AS220, taking the laser cut class, so then I can pattern out whatever it may be, the logo for the bar, any pattern. So it really opens up the creativity to customize for whatever the bar aesthetic is looking for.
And so you have these connections all over now. You've been making these systems for all different places, Nebraska, I saw, Oregon. How are you creating these relationships?
Well, one of the things, as I said, I thought it was a one-off, and I was going along. It'd be maybe one every couple months, cool. And I was like, you know what, I should really try to push this. So I found a great local web designer, Leona Brown, POW Innovations, and she's like, let me work on your website. Let me get you out there. And now anywhere in the country, you type custom draft systems, and I come up first page.
Great.
And if you can't remember, basementbrewhouse.com, customdraftSystem.com. Both roads.
Both of them get you there. I like Basement Brew House. It feels more like a local, you're doing it in your basement, which
it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's local, but
so.
now I have to reach out to the bigger audience. So let them know what I'm doing.
But I mean, you're out there, and if anybody wants to check out your work, I think the Grange is a great place to start because it is really, really cool. If you haven't been there, very cool restaurant, vegetarian, vegan. Kyla Coburn is an awesome designer.
Brilliant.
So it fits with the aesthetic really well. So I was just interested to hear about the process and see what you're working on, because it feels like this is going to kind of blow up with the expansion of all sorts of things outside of beer that are on tap. So I want to try this Ethiopian wine now.
I know.
Somebody bring that to Providence.
I need an excuse to get to New Mexico.
I know, right? Yeah, or New Mexico.
Yeah.
We'll go to New Mexico for GoLocal and
source.
check out the wine. Well, Chandler, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you,
We
Chelsea.
appreciate you
That's
coming
great.
on and giving us some insight into the systems. Seems like you're very educated. So we look forward to what's in store for you next. And if you guys want to check out some of the work he's done, you can head to basementbrewhouse.com. We'll put that link in the write-up after the show. So Chandler, thank you so much.
you.
We'll be right back with our last guest, guys. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone. Our last guest today is Mary Villegas, a senior at the Met School right here in Providence, and also an intern at Brown University. So, Mary, thank you so much for joining us. I saw the project that you guys are doing for your senior project and definitely wanted to bring you on to talk about it and to give our viewers a better idea of what's going on in hopes that maybe we can accrue some donations for you as well, because it's a really great thing. So you guys have a senior project at the Met that you're working on with 4 other students, correct? So tell our viewers a little bit about what you guys are doing.
So for our senior thesis project, we decided that we would travel to Puerto Rico and we would fundraise a lot of money to create care packages, donate to the organizations we will be working with. And while we're there, we're going to spend a duration, so we're going to be there for a 7-day stay. We're going to do 5 days, 7-hour work days. We're going to be working with organizations that cover rebuilding homes, visiting animal shelters. We'll be donating a lot of care packages to schools, health centers, and those are all things that different people in the team are interested in. That's their career interest. So it's great that it covers that. They have some background and some skills within those interests. So, and then what we're also going to be putting together a documentary to raise awareness. So it's not only now that we're going to be bringing this up, but it's going to be afterwards as well.
Okay. And you talk about raising awareness. I mean, I think this situation in Puerto Rico is something that's sadly been kind of glazed over and on to the next thing. So, you know, how did this come to be with the group of 5 of you? How did you choose this idea? Kind of what was the inspiration?
So when it happened, we understood that there was a lack of support that they were receiving. I myself have family down there, and a lot of the people in the team also do. So it was something that was close to our heart, our family's heart. That's how it just worked. We just knew that it was what we had to do. So with your senior thesis project, you can do anything, and this is what we decided to do.
Okay. And so talk to me about the goals of the project overall. I mean, you said what you want to do. I mean, what will you feel is the real accomplishment once it's done?
Feeling like we actually did something. I feel like, since, like you said, it was glazed over, so like not a lot of people understand that there are so many disadvantaged communities that actually need a lot of help. Some people are still without water, without health. A lot of people lost their houses, their food, their family. So to answer your question, I feel like it's just something on the inside, and as long as we keep, making it relevant, because it is, then we did something.
Okay. And so when you're there, you're going to film this documentary, and the goal of the documentary is to obviously continue the awareness, and then do you hope that this turns into a more regular occurrence? You'll be able to go back, you'll be able to send others back? I mean,
of course. No, definitely. We hope to inspire. We hope that more people will see that by going there makes a huge difference, by bringing care packages, by doing all these little things that they see. That because it's like when you go there, they'll see that you care.
Yep.
That
well, it's different there, and it's a different impact than say locally.
Sure.
Doing these things may not have as huge of an impact as it does there.
Yeah, for sure.
So speaking of that, tell me kind of what do you guys need to do to make this a reality? Is this trip definitely already happening, or are you still kind of working towards your goals there?
Yeah, so we already raised, so our goal is $7,200. We've raised $1,200 so far. We are in the process of buying our tickets right now, so that will make it for sure. And right now we're just taking donations. We're doing a lot of fundraising. So at our school, we put together different packages for the holidays, and we sent them out. Right now we sell food. We have a couple different
different
events
avenues,
happening, and so it's a lot of fundraising for sure. We are in the process of developing our business letters and stuff like that. So it's a lot that goes into it, but
you're still kind of just getting started, which is a good time to come and talk about it. So you have a GoFundMe page, I saw. Is there any other place people can go? And we'll link to the GoFundMe page below the video. But is there any place that people can go to sort of keep up with the events you have going on? Do you have a Facebook page or?
For sure, we're in the process of also developing a blog. We haven't quite gotten there yet. We have a couple. Every time we do fundraising events, we take pictures, we record. I keep it up to date on my GoFundMe, so whenever we do things that show people that we are doing things apart from the GoFundMe, I throw them on there, the pictures. Yeah.
Okay. And so you have a couple of other things going on as well, right? You're working on a mentorship program through the Met School with Brown. So talk to us about that. I mean, this is you haven't taken enough on as a high school senior, but what's the mentor program that you have in the works?
So we developed the Met Meets Brown. It is a program that allows students at the Met, and hopefully it'll branch out to other schools, allows them to obtain internships at Brown University in the different departments. I myself was somebody who was trying to obtain an internship there, and it all worked out in the end. I met my mentor at my job, and it all went on from there. But this way, we have like a blog that students can apply there, and
kind of a direct funnel into
Brown.
Yes,
it's so much easier. It's all in one place. They don't have to worry about who to connect to.
And so this is going to be ongoing after you leave this program, so that students from the Met will be able to have internships at Brown, which is great. Yeah. And so you're a senior. What's next for you? I mean, you've got this trip this summer, but what are you going to go straight into school? Are you working on some other things? I mean, you've obviously got a lot on your plate. But
I hope to follow up. We definitely will follow up with ST Puerto Rico. Definitely going to follow up with the Met Meets Brown. I am definitely going to college.
Okay. Do you know where yet?
I applied to Bryan. I applied Johnson & Wales. I have a couple of schools
I went to Bryan.
in mind.
That's good.
Nice,
you should go to Bryan.
Nice.
Yeah.
For sure.
It was a good school. We had a good time there.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, I'm really glad. And so this project is, I think, important to the local community. I think it's great you're choosing it for your senior project when there are a plethora of other things you probably could have done that were a lot easier. So like I said, we will link in the little write-up to the GoFundMe page if anybody's interested in donating. And can you kind of tell people the impact that this donation will have? In terms of, may not be sustainable to the person, maybe they can only eat the food once, but at least it gives them a sense of purpose and happiness in that moment, which is something that it seems like isn't happening, as they've been a little bit forgotten over the past few months with everything else that's been going on. So we thank you and the other students for making this your senior project. It's really great that you guys are doing that and creating mentor programs and so much more stuff than I ever did as a high school senior. So we wish you all the best of luck in college. And if you get into Bryan, let me know. I'll talk to you about it. Yeah, it was a great school. So Mary, thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, if you're interested in making a donation to the We Will Rise Senior Project, I forgot to mention the name. It's the We Will Rise Project. We will link to the GoFundMe page, and otherwise you can keep track of everything they've got going on. Can people donate other things besides money? Or?
Oh yeah, for sure. We're taking a lot of clothing, school supplies. We are creating first aid kits for the health centers there to distribute. Basically anything that you want to give away, canned goods, we are sending there and we're going to be giving away. So great. Anything helps, really.
Yes, anything helps. You heard it. So thank you, Mary, for coming on to talk about this project. Oh, no problem. We're happy to have you, and good luck with everything. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back next Thursday. Laura will be taking the lifestyle show. I will be out for 1 week, but I will see you again in 2 weeks on Thursday. In the meantime, check out golocalprov.com for all your news, and tune in tomorrow for Kate and Laura. Thursday for, I think, let's see, Kate again, and Friday we've got some political shows going on. So tune in to live, check out the website. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you later. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you so much.
Have a great night, everybody.